What is going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by BLSG, and this is another Eagles video. If you guys are new to this channel, I love talking Philly sports to you every single day. Go down below and hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and make sure to turn on the notification bell so you guys are instantly notified whenever I upload a new video. Now today we're going to get into some Philadelphia Eagles news before we get on to the main topic in what I want to talk about here today in terms of some roster moves that are going to be happening for the Philadelphia Eagles coming up for this Sunday. So without further delay, we're just going to get into it right now. So shout out to Philly Voice for this article, but we're looking at some offensive line movements for who will be starting out at left tackle. And according to Philly Voice here in this article, it says the Eagles situation at left tackle is a bit murky. Entrenched starter Jordan Mailata went down with a shoulder injury during Sunday's home win over the Jaguars. He was listed as questionable to return and was on the sidelines following a trip back to the locker room, but did not play again the remainder of the game. He had an MRI on Monday. So Jordan Mailata most likely going to be out for this game against the Cardinals. Now in the second paragraph here, it says that Mailata's would-be backup is Andre Dillard, likely a starting caliber left tackle in the NFL, but Dillard is dealing with injuries issues of his own. He fractured his forearm in early September, necessitating surgery. Dillard spent the first 4 weeks of the season on injured reserve, but the Eagles activated a 21-day practice window for Dillard on Wednesday. He could be added to the active roster at any point through a corresponding roster move would be required. So, as we can see, Andre Dillard has been activated onto a 21-day practice window, so he can return within the next 3 weeks. He's probably not going to go on Sunday because on the injury report when I looked, he did not show up on there, so it is going to be likely that Andre Dillard is not going to be able to play on Sunday either. Because in order to play in a game if you are injured, you probably have to pop on the injury report, and Dillard did not pop on there. So looks like Andre Dillard is going to be out, as well as Jordan Mailata. But in the third paragraph here, it says perhaps Mailata plays through his injury in Sunday's Week 5 matchup against the Cardinals against Arizona, which is going to be, in my eyes, very unlikely because Mailata has already not participated in practice for the first 2 practices. If neither Mailata can go nor Dillard gets moved to the active roster, the Eagles would be using swing tackle Jack Driscoll at left tackle. So I think that's going to be the likely scenario. We see Jack Driscoll play at left tackle once again. He had to replace Jordan Mailata when the Eagles played the Jaguars last week. So Jack Driscoll, in my eyes, definitely gets the start on the left side with Landon Dickerson on Sunday against Arizona, and he could have a huge test depending if he faces, whereas like J.J. Watt, for instance. If J.J. Watt is on the left side, he could have a huge test to face in this matchup against Arizona if J.J. Watt is playing up against Jack Driscoll. Now, going further into the paragraph, it says, can Mailata play through this type of injury? What's the risk? And then the next paragraph says, in quotation marks, you do worry about offensive linemen who should have a labral tear or maybe an AC joint sprain compared to a rotator cuff injury, says Dr. Christopher Selgrath, an orthopedic surgeon at Nazareth Hospital. When he has to put his hands out there and block, there's a tremendous amount of axial force pushing back on that shoulder, which is inherently an unstable joint to begin with. You worry about turning a small injury into a big injury. So basically what they're trying to say is that Mailata probably shouldn't play on Sunday, and he's probably unlikely to play on Sunday because of the position that he's in and the fact that they don't want to put him into even more risk and harm with his injury. And then it says right here, in terms of how long it'll take for Dillard to go from practice ready to game ready, Selgrath said game ready and actually healed and pain-free are different things, which I will agree with on what Selgrath says in that short little sentence or two. And then in the next little mini paragraph, it says, going on about Dillard's forearm injury, Selgrath said you have to get the muscle atrophy resolved so that they can be competitive and so they don't suffer another injury because the muscles aren't strong enough to protect the arm. So again, like what we're seeing out of Dillard, again, like I said before, he's probably not going to play on Sunday because he was just activated onto the 21-day practice window. And it could take him a while. He might be back after the bye week. He could be back for the Dallas game. We don't know when Andre Dillard's going to be back. He could be back after the bye week against the Steelers, or he could be back next week. We don't know when he's going to be activated. And then it says, like, once again here, other key Eagles are banged up right now as well, including Darius Slay, Avonte Maddox, and Jake Elliott, which we will talk about Jake Elliott in a little bit. Head coach Nick Sirianni looks to be optimistic about the team's injury woes overall, though. And then, once again, it says for the final part of what the article said on Philly Voice, it says the Eagles showcased they could overcome some injuries in Sunday's win with all of Slay, Maddox, and Mulata missing time. If they need to do so again, they'll have to be out a 2-2 Cardinals squad in Week 5. So, basically what I'm trying to get at this is that Mulata is probably going to be a no-go based on how the first 2 practices have gone, because he has not participated in the first 2 practices for the Philadelphia Eagles, whether if it was a walkthrough or an actual practice. He did not participate in both. Andre Dillard was just activated off the practice window, so he's probably not going to go for Sunday, since he did not pop up on the injury report. So it's probably going to be Jack Driscoll going in at left tackle for this game against Arizona. And you know what? Based on how well Driscoll did, I think he did a solid job against Jacksonville. And if he can apply the pressure, I don't know if he's going to be facing J.J. Watt. I don't know who he is going to face. But based on how he played against Jacksonville, let's hope he can find a way to translate it over to this game coming up against Arizona, which is, as of right now, most likely the Eagles' toughest opponent on the season so far up to this point. Now to the second part of the video that I wanted to get into. So like it said earlier, Jake Elliott looks like he is a no-go for Sunday, as he has not participated in the first 2 practices, similar to Jordan Mulata. So it looks like the Eagles are going to go to a kicker that they just signed to their practice squad, who is going to make his regular season NFL debut, and that is going to be former Texas Longhorn kicker Cameron Dicker, going to be making his debut on Sunday, most likely for the Philadelphia Eagles. And just to get some background information on him, for Cameron Dicker, he is 22 years old, so he is a young type of guy at around 216 pounds. So he is a pretty good age and, you know, a good amount of weight, honestly. And he's 6'1", not to mention the fact on that. And now over here to this article from RotoWire saying that Dicker is expected to be the Eagles' place kicker Sunday at Arizona, with Jake Elliott ankle not in line to be available. Adam Schefter of ESPN reports. Shout out to RotoWire for the article, by the way. And then for analysis, they said Elliott is yet to practice this week after injuring his right ankle this past Sunday against the Jaguars. Philadelphia signed Cameron Dicker to the practice squad Tuesday, and the undrafted rookie is now slated to be elevated Sunday and swap in for Elliott on Sunday. In 4 seasons at Texas, Dicker hit 98.1% of his extra point after tries, which are extra points, and 75.9% of his field goal attempts, averaging 7.9 points a game. So, in my eyes, when it all comes down to it, obviously we know that with a new kicker coming in Cameron Dicker, obviously, you know, we're gonna get nervous about this. We're gonna be scared. But guys, this is so similar to what it was in the Super Bowl season when Jake Elliott had to come in. We picked him up off the Bengals practice squad. We brought him in place of, this could give you guys a little bit of thinking, but he had to come in and replace Caleb Sturgis after, if I'm not mistaken, the Week 1 matchup against Washington in Week 1 in the Super Bowl season. Caleb Sturgis got hurt, and we had to bring in a kicker off someone else's practice squad, and that was Jake Elliott. But now Jake Elliott's probably out for this game, and Cameron Dicker is going to get the start. We know we're all going to be nervous to see, you know, what Cameron Dicker can do as a professional. And guys, if you want to see some clips of Cameron Dicker, there will be 2 highlight videos and a combine video of what you can see out of Cameron Dicker down below in the description. It will show college highlights because he really never got an opportunity in the National Football League to play for any NFL team. He only had opportunities at Texas to play, so it's going to be all college highlights. So that makes it even more nerve-wracking for Sunday in terms of our kicking. That's going to make it even more nerve-wracking is that you're getting a kicker that's making their NFL debut, had never played an NFL regular season game, and played whenever he got the opportunities, played his entire career so far in college at Texas. But based on what the stats you see here, 98.1% on his extra point tries and then 75.9% on the field goal attempts. I mean, I feel really confident they can kick the extra points, but again, it is the NFL, so we will see what he does for the Philadelphia Eagles. But something that needs to step up, in my opinion, depending how long he is going to be with the Eagles, but it'll really depend how long Jake Elliott's going to be out. Something that's going to get me a little nervous is how well he will do on field goals when we need him to come on and kick field goals for the Philadelphia Eagles. Can he be able to kick them through and hit them through the uprights? That is something that we are going to have to look out for in this game against Arizona, because this is the first time this guy is going to be stepping on the NFL field in an actual NFL regular season game. And when it all comes down to it, I know we're all going to be nervous. We've been through this before with Caleb Surge getting hurt and Jake Elliott having to come in. But we have to kind of live through it and hope for the best for Cameron Dicker. And let's just hope and pray that Cameron Dicker can be a good kicker on Sunday for the Eagles. And if Elliott's time span for how long he is going to be out increases, we'll have to see if Cameron Dicker can get better as the game goes on for his time as of right now here in Philadelphia. You guys give your thoughts down below in the comments section. What do you guys think about Cameron Dicker? What do you guys think about him, about what he did in college, what he did at the Combine? Again, guys, those links will all be down below in the description if you guys want to go ahead and check those out. But give me your thoughts down below in the comment section about Cameron Dicker and about all the injuries that have occurred as well for the Philadelphia Eagles up to this point. Throw your thoughts down below in the comment section. Want to see what you guys think, and let's go Birds, man. Anyway, guys, see you next time. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace out. Fly was flying. Let's go Birds!